morning, campers. We are in far west Texas on Interstate 10. No, not 10. 40. We're on Interstate 40. I know where I am. We are headed east. We delivered our load of chocolate. Specifically, it was mostly chocolate syrup. There were some other items on board, but it was mostly chocolate syrup and a variety of other chocolate-based syrups. Hershey's, yay, Hershey's! But was not, in fact, a candy load. I thought it was a candy load. I usually get candy out of there, and it was kept at the same temperature as candy, but it was, in fact, chocolate syrup. Hershey's chocolate syrup, which is delicious. So, you know. Yeah, we delivered that today near Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then we're spending the rest of our driving shift deadheading to Amarillo, which is very good because we're covering all of the deadhead still on the same shift that I delivered on. And when I accepted the load down to Albuquerque, I'd kind of written off the entirety of today when I factored in how much money I was going to make on that load. So effectively, that last load paid for today already, and then so my deadhead's like free, effectively, because the last load paid well enough for that. We're also getting like 13 miles to the gallon, 12.1 at the moment. We've gone up a little bit in elevation since Syrupequerque, because we got a really nice tailwind and we're empty at the moment. So we're doing good on the fuel economy for the deadhead. And we're going to pick up some food in Amarillo in the morning, and we're doing my favorite thing. Like, my most profitable weeks ever tend to be the weeks like this, where we only do maybe, we're not even going to get that many miles. It was like 700 miles loaded from, no, it was like 750 loaded from, so we'll be right around 2,000 miles total for the week, I think. Because it was like 700 miles from Salt Lake City to Albuquerque, 300 mile deadhead, and then like 900 miles back to Salt Lake City. And I really enjoy those weeks. We're not stopping in Salt Lake City. This load has multiple deliveries, the last of which is a bit further away. But at that point, we'll have very little on the trailer, so we're going to get really nice fuel economy to the last customer, even though it's quite a bit further than Salt Lake City. But it does add an extra day to the load, which is kind of annoying. But it will push us into the territory where I start to get recapped hours after we deliver that load, so we won't have to do a reset this week. Woo, big bug. You probably heard the thunk from that one. So yeah, I really enjoy these weeks where I just kind of ping pong back and forth between southern Idaho, Salt Lake City area, and either Texas or New Mexico. Those are like some of my best weeks. Best weeks are when I get to ping pong between like Twin Falls and Dallas-Fort Worth. Those are my best weeks, absolutely, because you get really good paying loads, because that's just at 1,000 miles apart for both of them. No, I think it's like 1,200 miles. It's like 1,200 miles apart, Dallas to Twin Falls. Maybe 1,500. I don't know. They work out to be really good weeks when we do that, because I know I can haul a load from Twin Falls to Dallas and then back to Twin Falls in the same week without running my clock out. I know it's been tight more than once when I've done that, but those tend to lead to my best possible revenue. For this one, we're gonna make, I think we've made about 4,000 in revenue for these two loads together for 2,200 miles total. That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. Average, a $2 a mile week is very good. Because I turn a profit anything over $1 a mile. Man, you waited till the last minute to get over to pass me. That was reckless. Maybe not reckless, it's just, you had me worried. Yeah, it definitely had me worried. You got a lot closer to my butt before you moved over than I'm comfortable with. But yeah, so good week ahead of us for this week. We had a great week last week as well. I'm just waiting for my money. It's this, the thing that happens is, so the end of our week is Tuesday at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. So at that point, all of the trips that we completed in that 7-day window from Tuesday to Tuesday, all of the trips that were completed and fully scanned in prior to that deadline get paid out. So then it's like a 2-day wait while they process all the paperwork and figure out how much to pay me. And then on Thursday afternoon, I get my breakdown of how much money I made for the week and how much money I spent for the week. Because I don't pay out of pocket for fuel. I swipe my company card and they just deduct my fuel costs from my settlement, while also crediting me for our fuel discounts, which is very nice. So it's I don't have to have money on hand for buying fuel, which is very, very useful. Because basically it means the load itself pays for the fuel, because you don't take the money out for the fuel until you're getting paid for the load. So it's very nice. It means you start out at zero and then you don't go negative. You just go positive and then subtract the fuel at the end. It's very nice. And on Thursday afternoon I get my settlement, which tells me how much money I made for the week, and then sometime overnight Thursday the money hits my fuel card, and then I can transfer the money out as soon as it hits my fuel card. I don't get like a notification or anything for it, so I just have to call in and check my balance to see when it's ready. I usually just transfer it on Friday, and then it's in limbo over the weekend between my fuel card and my bank account. The money just does not exist anywhere except between two banks. And then it hits my bank account and we're all good. And I transfer some amount of it to savings to go into taxes, and then another amount of it goes into my bill pay account, which is my I've got multiple bank accounts because it was just easier for me. When I started driving, I had my bank that I banked with in my hometown was based entirely on the East Coast, and of course that led to some issues out west, getting to ATMs and stuff. Right lane to be closed Monday 5/2019. Not today. Cool. That led to some issues finding ATMs and stuff out west that I could use. So I got an extra bank account that was mostly West Coast, and between the two, it actually covers pretty much the entire country, which is great. Though my East Coast bank just got bought out by a bigger one, so that'll be fun when that all finishes happening. Suddenly I'll have two nationwide bank accounts. But basically I just use my old bank account to pay all my bills. I keep that one topped up at around $1,000 in that bank account, and then I just top it off every week, like add in whatever bills came out, to keep it around 1,000, which is good because that account always being positive is also an emergency account. Like if I've got an expense that I can't cover out of my personal funds, I can go to that emergency and do it from that, and just remember to top it off the next week before any more bills come out. So I like the way that works. It also means almost everything that comes out of my second account is a business expense that I can deduct, which is nice. Sniffles. It is very nice indeed. Why are you trying to pass me on a hill? I'm empty. Good luck. He's just getting further and further away. All right, good job, guy. He probably didn't know we were coming up on a hill. He probably can't even see it in the dark. And he's back behind me. Don't give up now. We're at the top. He's not that far behind me. Yeah, he'll be good. He'll pass me in a minute. Yeah, so we're headed to Amarillo. So that was a pretty lucky turn of events, because we wouldn't have been able to haul this load if Walmart hadn't unloaded us nice and quick, the Walmart DC near Albuquerque. If they hadn't gotten us unloaded so fast, we would have had to get a different load because we needed to do this deadhead today in order to make all the delivery appointments for this load on time. Because we need an overnight sleep before this load, before we run the load, in order to make the appointments work. The joys of reefer. But yeah, so we're not going to get paid any detention for the Walmart, which, I don't really count on detention. Detention's just a pleasant surprise when it happens. The other benefit of loading out of Amarillo is there's 2 blue beacons in Amarillo, so we can just get the trailer washed out. Arriving at like midnight like we are, we can still get the trailer cleaned. We're going to get the whole truck cleaned. Because I got the truck washed last week, I got the truck washed in Salt Lake City when we were in there to get the deer guard replaced. Speaking of the deer guard, my radar has continued to function perfectly fine since we got the deer guard replaced. I was right, I think. I won't claim absolute victory on that until we go to winter and see what happens then, but I'm pretty sure I was right about the deer guard being the radar issue. We no longer have those trucks, not now, Apophis. That guy's finally passing us, the one that tried to pass me on the hill. He's finally gonna make it. He did it! Yay! Everyone applaud. Good job, guy! You did it! R.E. Garrison, not now, Apophis. Yeah, being passed and I am empty. I'm getting blown to the side by the wake from that truck. Also, apparently just out of habit, I just like drift to the right a little bit when I'm getting passed by someone on my left, which is not a good habit on a multi-lane road, so you gotta be like extra aware that you gotta know that you do that, because on a 2-lane road, that's fine. It's, 2 lanes in one direction. If someone's passing you on the left and you just hug the white line, that's fine. That's fine. If you're in a multi-lane highway, you just gotta hold the center of your lane and hope they don't hit you. But yeah, so we're gonna get the truck washed again, even though we just got it washed like 3 days ago in Salt Lake City. But in Salt Lake City, we got it washed at the Prime yard, at the Prime detail shop there. So it only cost $10, and it's kind of an automat machine for the most part. They've got 2 guys that also like do the brushes and stuff on the truck, but the truck came out looking awful from that truck wash, which is weird because normally they do great. But I think we waited too long between proper blue beacon truck washes. That place is more of a touch-up sort of thing. Like, hey, it's been 3 days since you washed at a blue beacon and you hit a bunch of bugs. Let us get them off for you and it'll look good again. And this was like 3 weeks and a snowstorm of stuff on poor Apophis, so he came out looking still not great. So we're gonna get a proper wash at the blue beacon tonight. So the way that works, I do not pay directly to the blue beacon. That's another one of those things that gets deducted from my settlement later. But I also do not pay the entire wash. So we're gonna get the tractor and trailer washed, as well as an interior wash for the trailer, because we haul a refrigerated trailer, and it is designed to be washed out after every load. It's got nice little floor drains to help the water run out, and it's a graded floor, sort of grooved floor. It's got metal flooring with trenches for the water to run out at the bottom, which is good for both getting washed and when you're hauling frozen when it does defrost cycles. So it's got that, and it's always good to get the trailer washed out because we're going from hauling a chocolate load to a meat load to probably a potato load, so we want to get the trailer washed out between all of these things to keep cross-contamination from happening. It's a very important part of my job. And I do not pay for the washouts. Prime pays for the washouts. Prime pays to keep the washout happening, and they also pay to clean the trailer. And then I just have to pay the part of the tractor afterwards, and anything else I add to it. So, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So we're going to get the tractor, trailer, and a washout, and I'm going to get my tractor rain-exed because I did that a couple weeks ago in Reno. At the last time we got this thing blue beaconed, and then that immediately got washed off for the most part. It's actually, parts of my windshield, the Rain-X has hung on for dear life, and it's been great. But we need to do it again. It is time to do it again. And I'm okay with that. I'm A-okay with that. So, that's where we're at. We're going to pick up another load. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you probably at least one video with the next cargo. Let you know how that goes. Because we're going to drop off our trailer tonight, and we're probably going to sit in the parking lot outside the meat packing plant overnight, waiting for them to finish loading our next trailer. It's a toss-up for whether or not it'll be ready yet. If it's ready when I get there, that might be a problem, actually, because I don't have a lot of hours left on my clock to get out of there and find parking. But if it's not ready, we just go to sleep and then pick it up in the morning when we have hours, which is fine. That's ideal. There's also a small chance that when we wake up, the load still won't be ready, and then we'll sit around all day tomorrow doing nothing. And then the load will be ready super late tomorrow, and we'll be driving all night, which would suck. That would suck. I don't like it when that happens. But it is a possibility, not one I hope happens, but you know. The way this load works out is we're going to have to drive to the wee hours of the morning on Saturday night, so the wee hours of Sunday morning, and put down as many miles as humanly possible on tomorrow's clock, which we might actually just be able to drive until midnight tomorrow if the load is ready early enough. I don't know if I got a 2-hour break in anywhere today. It's fine, but so we might just be able to push tomorrow. So we got to do as many miles as possible tomorrow, because then we've got to fit multiple deliveries and at least 200 miles, probably 250 miles into the following day on Sunday. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Love those loads. Overnight driving at its best. It's 10:21 right now, Mountain Time, 11:21 Central Time. So our customer is on Central Time. We're going to be going right back into Mountain afterwards. We're just popping out of Mountain Time to make a pickup and then turning around and going back into Mountain Time. I haven't actually crunched the numbers on what our best route's going to be, but probably we're going to go up through the Oklahoma Panhandle to Colorado, and then up 287 to I-70 to I-470 or E-470 toll road. Toll road around Denver, 25 north, 287 north to Laramie, 80 west to 84 to 15, and then deliveries. That's what I think. We're actually going right back to a customer I just visited a week ago, so that'll be fun. Excellent, excellent. I've gone on too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Elio Dare, AzerAngel17 on the twitch.tv, even though I'm never there, so I don't know why I include that in my outro. But hey, you never know when a home time hangout might pop up or something. Stream a video game from my Xbox. AzerAngel17 on twitch.tv. Elio Dare everywhere else, just my name. It's nice and easy. No apostrophe in the usernames, of course, because computers do not like apostrophes. But you can find me even searching the apostrophe on most things. So, look me up on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot. I check Twitter every time I stop, so that's the best place to get a hold of me. It is a terrible, depressing place sometimes, but I'm there. Everyone's there, so come say hi. Don't DM me just out of the blue and just start a conversation without any sort of pretense on it. If you just DM me the word hello out of nowhere, I'm probably just gonna assume you're a bot and block you, because that's how a lot of spam direct messages start. But if you want to talk to me, just at me on Twitter, or you can DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open. but just be like, hey, okay, I watched your YouTube channel. Hi, this is me. I'm a person. That's a much better way to do that than just be like, hi, you should know me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Don't be robots. You're better than robots. I know it. I know you have it in you. Better than robots. I hope we're all better than robots. If we're not better than robots, the robots are going to take our jobs very, very soon. I feel the robots breathing down my neck. My truck, like, literally changes its own speed sometimes. So, like, Mr. Apophis is part robot, I think. But he's a friendly robot. A friendly robot that's terrified of white lions.